name is D'Lo Jordan, and this is Venom. Woo! Welcome to the Void. This is episode 30. Today I'm talking Smackdown Live, WWE Smackdown from December 24th, 2021. Check the video description below this video. There you will find links to my full network. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't already done so. Click that bell to enable notifications. It's the only way to be notified when a new video is uploaded. Right? So let's jump right into it. WWE Smackdown Live. Smackdown on Fox. Friday Night Smackdown. Smackdown from Christmas Eve. So the big thing, I'm watching this fucking show, right? And I'm just like, what the fuck was this episode of Smackdown? What was this? Smackdown descended into a complete rat fuck fiasco. And look, it's a holiday show, you know. They're not gonna move a lot of things along, and I just okay, so I'm talking more specifically the main event match, right? So there was a main event 6-man tag match, right? SmackDown saw what they did on AEW Dynamite with Sting and Darby Allin and CM Punk. SmackDown saw that and said, "Hold my beer," and presented a Miracle on 34th Street Fight 6-man tag fuck fiasco. So we'll save that to the end. I'll bitch and moan about that match at the end of this. But from the top, SmackDown kicked off with an extended video recap of what happened last week with Paul Heyman and the Bloodline, Roman Reigns and the Usos. So this went on for a bit. And showed us stuff we've already seen. So after that, they cut to a just dramatic sit-down interview with young Caleb Braxton and Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman, this fucking guy, Paul Heyman, he really gets into character, doesn't he? He's got fucking stubble. He hadn't shaved all week. Heyman looked a fucking mess. So there was too much. Heyman delivered a bunch of exposition here. He's talking about this. All I wanted to do was help Roman and fulfill my role as the fucking high counsel to the head chief Maivia, or whatever the fuck. The special counsel. I'm sorry. All he wanted to do was fulfill his role as the special counsel to the tribal chief. So at one point, Kayla asked Heyman, "So what's next for you? You know, you've been fired, kicked out on your ass. What's next?" Heyman responded, "Oh, I could go to NXT and find a new prospect and start all over and." Start over with someone new and build back up. And he says, at this stage of my life, I don't have time for that. If I'm being honest with you, my career might be over. Right? So Heyman drops that little tidbit. Oh, my career might be over. I call bullshit, but whatever. We'll roll with it. So after that little deal, which was a decent piece of business, we go live in the arena. Well, not live. This episode wasn't live. It was pre-taped. But you know what I mean. So in the arena, Charlotte Flair makes her entrance. Charlotte Flair comes out. God damn it. It's going to be her versus Toni Storm for the SmackDown Women's Championship. So we're starting off with the title match. Can this be good? We'll find out. So Charlotte's out first, looking like $1 million. And Storm was out second, which is weird. Usually the champion comes out last. Whatever. Toni Storm was out second, and the match gets underway. I noticed immediately that the people in the audience were virtually glued to their seats. They just sat there like they were intently listening to someone read poetry. They just fucking sat there and kept their mouths closed. So fucking, despite that, you heard people cheering, making noise. Meanwhile, the audience I'm looking at is sitting there like a bunch of fucking corpse. So I don't know. Anyway, this match gets underway. The match was okay. I wouldn't even call it decent. The match was just okay. It did transpire. Toni Storm, I'm not sure how long she's been wrestling, but she's not very impressive at all, Toni Storm. She's just not. I don't know. She's lacking. So these two women just kind of navigated through this mid-presentation. It was just mid, and Charlotte won with a small package. So even the finish was mid. Charlotte won with a small package. After Toni Storm had her in a small package, Toni Storm did a small package, and then Charlotte just rolled it over, and just a fucking stupid, just mid. There was nothing. This wasn't a bad match. It was just, there was nothing to it. It didn't inspire any confidence. It was just mid. So yeah, this match just transpired. And after she lost, Toni Storm was crying. Toni Storm was crying like a little bitch. So I've all but written her off. I don't give a fuck what happens with Toni Storm anymore. If she's on TV, I'm not paying attention. Because now she lost the title match and she's crying like a little bitch. She's such a fucking geek. Get this woman off my TV. So after that match, they showed a video recap of Drew McIntyre getting his sword back. He's like Shawn Michaels in the 90s. He lost his sword. Michaels lost his smile. Drew lost his sword. So Drew's getting his sword back from them niggas. Madcap and Hap. Just, oh my God. Talk about grisly fucking death. So he's getting his sword back from Madcap and Madcap Corbin. After that, we cut backstage to the New Day. And they were just talking about Drew pulling the sword. They're like, oh, it was so amazing. He just pulled it. You know, like a couple of fucking geeks. Just like, first of all, I don't believe they watched the show. So, I don't believe these wrestlers watch the show they're on. So we could just, that's right out the fucking window. Suddenly, Drew walks in the shot. Or I guess he came in from this side. Drew walks in and they all just start talking about some shit. They just start talking about some shit you couldn't follow. It was fucking unimportant. And they're having a 6-man tag Miracle on 34th Street fight match. And then they all just made some lame jokes. And then cackled. They all three just cackled like a pack of hyenas. What the fuck? What the fuck? Here's 3 grown men laughing over nothing. Just, and forced laughing too. So this was horrible. Back in the arena, Rick Boogs is out there. My name's Rick Boogs. He does his shtick. He does his fucking shtick. Rick Boogs introduces Shinsuke Nakamura. So out comes Shinsuke and they walk down to the ring. I'm sitting go, okay, I'm like, what's going on here? They come down and we go to a break. Back from the commercial break, they showed a progressive match flow recap, another recap video. This one of Xia Li when she made her debut. I think that was 2 weeks ago. And then we saw Natalya's response saying, oh, if you want to step to me, you're going to need a protector. And then after the recap package, we were shown comments from Xia Li. So Xia Li responded to Natalya's comments from last week. Her English is passable. It wasn't, it was a mid promo because she was both struggling to deliver her lines and struggling just to, what I imagine is just pronounce words in English properly. So it looked like she was extremely focused on saying what she was saying as opposed to just fucking talking and saying, Natalya, I'm finna whoop your ass, you fucking bitch. So her promos aren't naturalistic, and I can understand why, but that's the issue. That's the issue with these foreign talent, and there's always this groundswell. People get behind these Spanish and Japanese performers and say, oh, make them champion, push them to the moon. But as a casual viewer, because that's what I am. I'm a casual viewer. I casually view this as fuck. As a casual viewer, I'm sitting here watching this and I'm going, I'm less into this woman after seeing her debut 2 weeks ago. I'm less into her now after hearing her speak. That's just the facts of the matter. I'm sorry. At some point, you got to be able to verbalize storylines and deliver exposition. That's just the nature of this business. And, the foreign people who don't have a good grasp on English, they're just going to struggle. It is what it is. So fucking back in the arena, Angel, his name's just Angel from Los Lotharios. He makes his entrance. Okay, so backtrack. Rick Boogs and Shinsuke Nakamura come out. Now Angel is coming out. Oh, okay, I see what's happened here. We're getting ready for the 12 Days of Christmas 12-man gauntlet match with the winner becoming the number one contender for the Intercontinental Championship. So that's what's going on. Shinsuke and Rick Boogs have just migrated to beside the announced position, and they're just watching on, and out comes Angel of Los Lotharios. So fucking Angel's out first. Out second comes Mansoor. Mansoor comes out looking, so he makes his entrance in Arabic, and the match gets underway. So this is going to be a series of what I assume is short matches. When one guy wins, he stays out there, and another of the 12 men gauntlet match, right? So fucking Angel, they have what is with these Angel, Eric, Josh, they just what is this? What is this name? The people on this roster just have one name, and it's not even like a good name like Madonna or Sting. It's just Josh, Randy, Smith, just what the fuck? Some of these one-word names are just fucking bizarre. So Angel starts off and he runs through Mansoor and one of the Viking Raiders. I always fuck their name up. So one of the Viking Raiders and Mansoor, Angel runs through both of them. So first two matches, boom, boom, Angel is up. But the next guy out was Shanky. Remember him? So fucking Shanky comes out. Did to just have a fucking guy on the roster named Shanky. You go to WWE.com, scroll down the roster page, get to the S's. There's just a fucking guy named Shanky. Shanky, no last name. So fucking Shanky comes out. I've written here, what world is this? Shanky comes out. Shanky disposes of Angel. Right? So Shanky's up on Angel. But then the next person out was the other Viking, the bigger one with the hair. He comes out next. And the second Viking was able to beat Shanky with a splash off the top rope. Fucking shook it was earth-shaking fucking splash, that big bitch. So now we got Viking number 2. He's up in the ring. Out comes Sheamus. Sheamus comes out. He was joined by his protege, Ridge Holland. Right? So they go for a little bit. Eventually, Sheamus was eventually able to connect with a brogue kick. Brogue. A fucking brogue kick. And so he eliminated Viking number 2. I'm not sure what the fuck. After he eliminated the Viking, some guy just ran out. Some guy just ran out and immediately got kicked in the face and eliminated by Sheamus. So thanks for coming, guy. There was just some guy in there. You've never heard of him. Why has he been put in this 12-man contest where the winner is going for the Intercontinental Championship? I have no fucking clue. So he eliminates that schlub. And then after that, out Cesaro enters, right? So Sheamus is up in the ring. Cesaro enters. And finally, there was some heat. You know, these guys have been going back and forth these last few weeks. Cesaro's been wrestling Ridge Holland, and he's been wrestling Sheamus. And, you know, his ribs are taped from last week where Ridge Holland hit him in the ribs with a billy club or whatever the fuck that device is. A blunt object. So as Cesaro's coming out, Sheamus hops out to the ring and he meets him at the bottom of the entrance ramp. The two start brawling at ringside, and you know, eventually they get in the ring and get started. They had another one of their intensely physical confrontations as usual. Eventually, Ridge Holland pays his fucking dividends. He distracts Cesaro, and that allowed Sheamus to deliver a brogue kick. Boom, he eliminates Cesaro. So, you bastard. Holland! So, out next, Sheamus is up in the ring. Out next was Ricochet. Ricochet comes out. As soon as Ricochet gets in the ring, Sheamus tries to shut him down early. But as he got going, I think he whipped Ricochet off and something. Ricochet was able to turn it around. He started flying all over the place. Ricochet, at one point, Sheamus is next to the rope. Ricochet did a running, jumping crossbody, and both men went flipping over the top rope. But Ricochet got his ankle caught, tangled up in the middle and top rope. So it's like his leg went down and clipped the bottom and pulled it up, and then it got tangled in between. It looked nasty. It looked fucking nasty. That's a good way to, because those ropes aren't fucking ropes. They're steel cables. So that's a good way to fucking tear a ligament. But it looked, but Ricochet, thank God, he was able to quickly free himself, and then he stands on the apron, leaps to the top rope, and delivers a fucking Asai moonsault. But he kind of like over-rotated and landed like ass first on top of Sheamus's head, almost like in an electric chair position, but not really. And both men just crumbled to the ground. It looked fucking sick. And they go to a break on that. So back from the break, Ricochet and Sheamus are fighting mid-ring. Let's take a moment to, just right here, I'm going to take a moment to acknowledge how fucking horrible just how horrible the artificial crowd noises are. It's fucking disgusting. Why are they doing this? You see people in the building just fucking sitting there. Blank looks on their face. Nobody's mouth is open. Not a single fucking person has their mouth open. No one's clapping or no movement. They look like fucking corpses or cardboard cutouts. And you just hear fucking Roman Coliseum noise. I guess there's a fucking crowd next door enjoying some other show. It's fucking bizarre. Knock it off. God, it just like it fucks with your head because it's not like it's stupid. It's fucking stupid. So they need to cut that shit out. I remember probably about a year ago, I was producing WWN Proving Ground for the World Wrestling Network on YouTube. That's WWN Live on YouTube. And we were filming in a little studio building out in Port Richey, Florida. And, it was a good little venue for TV, but it didn't seat very many people. At the time, we were running every 2 weeks. And so we would have an event every other week, basically. And we would film 2 weeks worth of TV, complete with little backstage interactions and parking lot attacks and, all kind of stuff. It was a nice little run of program. Someone else on the WWE staff, and I forgot who, they suggested to me to lay in, pipe in some artificial crowd. So, lay under some crowd noise to liven up the finished product. And I wouldn't even consider it. Are you fucking serious? You catch a shot of the audience, you wouldn't believe if I piped. Like, it would be stupid. You got maybe 30 people in the building and you want me to... No, I wouldn't even consider it. The disconnect would be fucking jarring. And you need to hear the honest reaction because that's what a viewer connects to, right? Like, you're seeing it, you're hearing it, it makes sense. Hey, if there ain't no reaction, then that's what they got. If people are quiet, sitting on their hands, then that's what you got, It just, don't be fucking with the audio. You could actually check out WWE Proving Ground right here on YouTube, on the WWE Live YouTube. Like I said, we had a nice little run of weekly programming from about September 2020 to May 2021. I'll drop a link in the video description for the full WWE Proving Ground playlist, if I remember to when I upload this. Back to SmackDown. Ricochet is a nice looking package, very nice looking package. He's athletic as fuck. And I don't know the answer to this, whether he can or can't, but if he can moderately navigate his way through a promo without sounding like the fucking text-to-speech function on a smartphone, then I don't know why a guy like this isn't Intercontinental Champion, going out each week and having decent little matches instead of fucking goofy Nakamura and my name's Rick Boogs. It's just like, that shit's all goofy and fucking silly. Like, why can't we have a certain portion of the show dedicated to just some good wrestling? Would that be so hard? That's against their business model. This isn't wrestling. So I'm sitting here looking at it and I'm like over-analyzing the Ricochet, and it's like, I got it. If this guy can't talk, then that is one of the things working against him, along with the fact that he ain't tall. So, the fact that he ain't tall and he may or may not be able to talk on the mic, that kind of stuff means he's only going to get so far in the WWE, unfortunately. So, eventually, Ridge, like the wallet, Ridge Holland got involved and distracted Ricochet. and that gave Sheamus the upper hand, right? But then Cesaro came back out, and he fucking tackled Ridge Holland right into a cameraman, knocked the fucking guy, like, bless him, the camera guy. You could see him doing his best not to drop that expensive-ass camera that I'm estimating probably weighs 25 to 30 pounds. So while all that's going on, Sheamus, was drawn to the fucking commotion, and Ricochet was able to roll him up, and 1, 2, 3, Sheamus is eliminated. So we got Ricochet up in the ring. Music starts playing. Out comes Humberto. No last name. He's the other guy of the Los Lotharios. So Humberto comes out. But before Humberto could get in the ring, Sheamus was still in there being a fucking sourpuss, and he gave Ricochet a bro kick just to say fuck you. He's a sore loser. So Humberto gets in and tries to capitalize immediately, but the ref lets Ricochet get to his feet. So Ricochet stayed alive in this thing. He was able to beat Humberto with a recoil, which is basically like a code breaker. So Ricochet's up. Out comes Jinder Mahal. Jinder Mahal comes out, and he mixed it up a little bit, and then Ricochet executed a victory roll. 1, 2, 3. Jinder Mahal, you're out of here. The last guy out was Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn was the 12th man. So the number one contender is either going to be Sami Zayn or Ricochet. Sami Zayn and Ricochet had, they engaged in a decent little piece of business here towards the end of this. These two are the kind of guys that you need to be engulfing this, little intercontinental title division, because they can deliver in the ring, and you need that, especially for the actual title matches. Like, if you're gonna say, "Oh, here's a Intercontinental Championship match," no one wants to see it go 2 minutes and end in a roll up. You know what I mean? So, like, you need these guys that could kind of put on a little bit in the ring, like Sami Zayn and I'm not saying that Shinsuke Nakamura can't. It's just this fucking the formatting of this fucking show. Just so whatever. So fucking Sammy won this thing with a haluva kick, and he's the number one contender for the Intercontinental Championship match. He's the number one contender for the Intercontinental Championship title. Jesus. Because last week he asked for a rematch for the Universal Championship. So after that, they recapped Paul Heyman's whole career as if he had passed away. What the fuck was this? They recapped his everything he's done in the history of forever. They talked about it here for Paul Heyman as if he had fucking passed away yesterday. They started in 91. Jesus fucking Christ. Of Nazareth! They started in 91. I'm like, oh fuck! Why was this necessary? Just to waste time? Fuck! They started in 91. They progressed slightly to 96. They're talking about WCW. They're talking about ECW. What? I got up and went and got myself a piece of fucking carrot cake. When I came back, they were talking about 2021. I'm like, I swear to fucking Christ, I timed that video package with a fucking calendar. When, from start to finish, when this thing was over, my fucking niece, who was born in 2021, had graduated high school. What was this? So, just fuck that thing. It ended eventually. After that, Madcap came out, accompanied by Crappy Corbin. I'm just going to call him Crappy Corbin because everything he does is crappy and disgusting and shouldn't be on TV. So Madcap, Moss, and Crappy Corbin come out. They were followed by the Usos. The Usos came out next. It's going to be a Miracle on 34th Street fight. 6-man tag version. So the Usos and Madcap Moss versus the New Day and Drew McIntyre. Which is weird. They've taken... So Corbin's just out there. So this was weird. They go to a break. After the break, the New Day come out. They made their entrance again with the fucking sliding throne platform. They're on this fucking white platform with a throne attached to it. And you could see like 2 ropes. Somebody's just pulling this thing down the fucking entrance ramp. Looks ridiculous. Drew McIntyre came out last. And he's got his fucking sword. And the fucking sword has a name. The sword has a name. Her name's Angela. The fucking sword's name is Angela. At this point, I felt like I had been transported to Earth 7 or some other alternate reality. The fucking sword's name is Angela. Last week, Toni Storm appeared in the ring with no entrance and no lower third to even identify the lady. This week, we're identifying an inanimate sword by the name of Angela. What the fuck? What the actual fuck? What in the flying, supine, sunshine, titty fuck? God damn it! This is bizarre. Bizarre this is. They made time and effort to fucking name the sword. It's fucking Angela. Seriously? Fucking seriously. So this goddamn match gets underway. And from the beginning, from the get-go, it's just stuff happening. They're just doing stuff. At one point, Crappy Corbin hopped in. He just hops in and started attacking Drew with a candy cane decorated kendo stick. Because it's a street fight, anything goes, you see. So, what took him so long? What the fuck took him so long? Mid-match, he hops in and starts attacking Drew with the kendo stick. I've written here, I hate. It's not even a complete sentence, just I hate. There's no punctuation. I hate. I don't know what that means. I hate. So fucking, this wasn't a match. This wasn't a fucking match. This was a rat fuck fiasco. So as soon as this match started, SmackDown descended straight into fucking Outlaw. Corbin attacks Drew with a candy cane decorated fucking kendo stick. And then a few moments later, Crappy Corbin was just standing at ringside, not interfering. You already started. Just finished fighting the match. Like, there are no rules. So now he's just standing outside, abiding by the rules of a 6-man tag. And it's like, bitch, moments ago you were just attacking the fucking guy. So this was fucking stupid. I'm just sitting there like, this is stupid fucking idiocy. So, despite all the plunder and weapons and violence and just craziness, this crowd didn't give a flying fuck. They didn't give a flying fuck. The audio track that they laid underneath, they might have been making noise, but the actual people in the building that you could see with your fucking eyeballs, they couldn't be bothered. So this just transpired. Nobody gave a fuck. Drew McIntyre won this thing with the Claymore just in time because I had given up on life. I had given up on life, and I had a rusty fucking razor blade ready to just fucking slit my wrist and end it all. But this fiasco ended first, so I reconsidered. You can't call this a match. You can't call this a fucking match. I don't know what the fuck any of this was. So you can't call it a match. So post fiasco, fucking New Day and Drew McIntyre just threw officially licensed WWE merchandise into the crowd. Merry fucking Christmas. Merry fucking Christmas. As they're throwing merchandise into the crowd, the people still couldn't be bothered. A few people were trying to grab the shit. Others were just like, is it time to leave? Just, why were they even there? I'm not sure. So obviously this was a fucking stopgap episode. Look, now I don't particularly believe in or give a fuck about holidays. So if, now for you, if some date on the calendar makes you happy, more power to you. I personally don't give a fuck. December 25th, September 11th, makes no difference to me. Same shit. This wasn't a real episode of SmackDown. This was not a real episode of SmackDown. It was pre-taped, low effort, video recap heavy. It was a let's just get through it edition. And that's fine. That's fine. It's kind of something you expect around the holidays, for them to just fucking phone that shit in, These things happen. I'm not gonna sit here and fucking bang them over the head. So if you just decided, you know what? It's the holidays. I'm just not going to watch this. I'm just not going to watch it. You missed nothing. You could probably miss this episode, last week's episode, and next week's episode. Well, no, not last week's episode, because you had that huge development with Paul Heyman. But you missed this episode. You missed nothing. You can tune in next week and just catch up. And it'll be perfectly fine. This wasn't a bad episode until that closing 6-man tag fuck fiasco, which is what I'm calling it. 6-man tag fuck fiasco. It just... why was that match so outlaw? So this episode was what it was. And that's that. I mean, that's that, and that's fine. It's going to be interesting to see... as we head to day one and the subsequent road to WrestleMania, including the Royal Rumble, it's going to be interesting to see how Paul Heyman either bounces back or, what's his next move? Is he getting back with Brock Lesnar, or is he going to pull somebody else out of his fucking hat? He's a fucking magician now. He's pulling people out of his hat. Can you imagine if after that little sit-down interview, you just never see Paul Heyman ever again? Heyman is never heard from, and that was the end. That would be weird, wouldn't it? That would be weird and underwhelming if you just never hear or see from Paul Heyman again. But I think honestly, Heyman will be back. I think he'll be back, and he'll probably side with Brock Lesnar now and try to screw Roman in some way, try to get even or be involved in some other way. But that was SmackDown. That was all I got for SmackDown. I'm not gonna wish nobody a Merry Nothing or a Happy New Fuck you. This episode is over. That was SmackDown from December 24th. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't already done so. Click that bell to enable notifications. It's the only way to be notified when a new video is uploaded. That is all I got for you on this episode. Right now, I'd like to bid you all adieu. And until next time, I'm D'Lo Jordan. And this right here, this is VENUM.